Right, here we are. We're live. Hi, Daniel.
We're live.
How are you?
Oh, it's so great to be here.
I
Yeah, it's
know.
great to
I'm
be here,
excited.
Rosie. Wonderful. Me too.
Everyone's excited for this because you're going to be doing some intuitive energy scannings with us in helping us to manifest or attract our most high paying ideal clients. So everyone's interested in this topic and excited about it,
Right. Yes.
including me. So,
Yes.
so Daniel, tell for the person that might not really understand about energy scanning, why don't you give
hmm
us you can just take it away and explain to us, like from the beginning, I think at least for people to understand what that is, if maybe they don't.
hmm Yeah, you broke up for a second, but yeah, I energy scanning is basically a downloaded method that I have to tune into people's energy fields, and through that process, it was given to me many years ago when I was kind of psychically melting down. I had gotten into metaphysics and was doing counseling with people and all this stuff, but like I was just spiritually awakening and I just felt like I could walk through walls, and I'm like, okay, ground me, give me a tool to tune into people, focus this cool magic stuff that I have, where I feel like I am other people and all this stuff, and help me out here. And so I got that technique, and then I started utilizing it, started having 10 to 13 calls a week, like week after week after week for a long time, and I really sucked at getting any clients for a long time. Like I would just say, like, I'll see your perfection. You are good. See you later. Oh, by the way, you want to hire me? And then of course nobody wanted to hire me. So
Yeah.
what I had to learn is like, okay, present
Mm.
like the challenges they're having and help them to move through challenges. Don't just say they're fine, right? Even though I can see
Mm.
the divine perfection. And I had to really just trust my power. Like a lot of times in sales, we're like, oh, that's bad, to try to enroll people in anything. It's their choice, namaste. And
Yeah.
okay, well, they're going to keep enrolling themselves in their old stories and crap most of the time. So you
Well, I
got to
think
show
that's
up like a
happens
stammer.
to uh, like people that are on, spiritual kind of people are like, they think, oh, I can't, I don't want to force anyone, or
Right, right, right.
just like you said. So
Yeah, sometimes many of the people that work with me, it's a very just nice process and everything when they come on board with me. But there are times when I do have to challenge people. And you have to kind of press on the issue a bit. I don't want to say force it,
mhm.
but press on it. Like, oh, wait a minute, I'm on to something here. I can see your stories. This isn't serving you, and to
Yeah.
really help people out. So we want to do that in our marketing and our sales more. And people need it right now. People are, often they're awakening, but they're also very much more diluted than ever before. They're
Mm.
a lot of more stories. The economy, inflation. Oh my God, gas could go up another few cents or another 30 cents. Oh my God, we'll all be bankrupt. Oh my, it's like, come on, guys. It's all here to tell you to wake up and be as prosperous as you already could be, but you got to say yes to it and let it come in.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. Yeah.
so it's
And
a better time to prosper than ever.
yeah, and I think you're so right about that, that it really is our job as coaches to like help them to wake up and see, like, oh, well, why am I holding myself back
Right,
from something that really would help me and break through. And
right, right. Right. Yeah. A lot of times we're just in our same old stories. The beauty of energy
yeah.
scanning is it helps us to see the deeper roots of what's going on and pick up that people are really in a story, because people are really convincing sometimes too, to themselves. Even they don't know that they're making up a story. They're like, well, it's like this, it's like that. Well, as I tune into your sacral chakra, I realize that you're just feeling kind of
Mm,
shut down, like nobody's gonna receive like the creative essence of who you are. And like it's always been shunned, it's always been shut down. And I'm here to tell you, like that wants to end now, and that's what I'm
yeah.
picking on. That's what really wants to happen. Then you'll start having the success. So it helps us to be able to really take a stand for people in a deeper way. So we're not just
Yeah, I
taking
love
their
that.
normal story, like I'm a broke artist, I can't figure out the marketing, and when that's not even the main thing. Like that's not even the main
You're
reason
right.
I'm not making money. Yeah.
You're right. Right. It's so true. It's so true. Yeah, we get ourselves stuck on like the thing that's going to keep us stuck.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
And we pick the perfect thing that we're like, no, but you don't understand. It's
Right.
different for me. I can't because da, 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 da.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
So it allows us to help burst through people's places of stuckness in a way that people actually really appreciate and love. And sometimes some people want to fight it at times, but most of the time not, because you just, when the truth is said, like people start to like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, now you're right, wow, or I hadn't thought of it that way before, wow, I wasn't even aware of that. But that makes sense,
Mm.
right? Like we can start putting things together. And so yeah, so anyway, I just started being able to not only attract new people, say I'm doing scans and how I can tune into people. Yeah, people love that, right? They love that, and
Yeah.
continue to love that. It's not like it's like nobody wants it anymore. Like everybody still loves, receiving scans. And I've trained hundreds of people to do scanning now, and people are, helps them to feel more vibrant, get new clients. And if they're willing to step into doing high end clients, then they're able to gain high end clients. Then you just
Mm.
have to let it, I always say, let it be simple, let it be easy, let it be fun. We're in a creative age. And if we're
I love
willing to
that.
be more dynamic and more creative now and let it be lighter and coming from more of the 5D and beyond sort of energy while really honoring the 3 and 4D and everything else, like then like everything's possible. We can see anything shift in our lives. Anything's possible. I was put in the order just because it was fun. I'm like, okay, the gas prices are going down. That's it. Like I'm just bored of that story. Let's go on. Let's move on. Right. So I know it'll happen because I put in the order in a clear way. Now people say, well, there's other influence, or we're co-creating and this and but I know it works. I've done it before. I've done it again and again and again and so many different things. But I only do it when I get that interest from a deeper level of my soul. You could say, well, you're just synchronistic. Yeah, but whatever it is, I don't care. Like I'm having a good time. I'm experiencing prosperity and flow from that place. So, just bringing on board into awareness, into alignment, what it is that we're really, really desiring and really wanting, what really interests us at a deeper level.
Yeah, and I think sometimes we don't even let ourselves go there to what we really want. We don't even know how to do that questioning,
Right.
because we've already put a stop on that. Like, oh, well, that's not possible, so I won't even think about it.
Right, right, exactly.
Right?
We're totally at odds. Like the powers out there got us all. They got us. We can't do anything. And it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, just the opposite. Like you got the power. They're not doing anything without you just like laying down and letting it happen. Like if you just say like, no, you're really clear in your energy at 10, it's not going to happen. The things you fear, like they will not happen. They might happen in
Mm,
the world. That's possible, but they're not going to happen to you if you're clear enough. But if you're not
yeah.
clear,
And
then yeah, then
you'll
you're getting,
experience it in a different way, right?
yeah, yeah. It will
It's that
definitely
whole
definitely change things. Yeah. Hmm.
mm, mm. Excellent. I love that. And I love the simple, easy fun because honestly, that's what it's all about. Right?
Right.
We
Exactly.
don't have to be working and pushing against things and working
Right.
so
Yeah.
hard against things, right?
Probably need 100 more push-ups, right?
Right.
And it can be fun. See if that interests certain people. Like there's that Goggins guy, right? David Goggins. I don't know if anybody here's heard of him, but he's like that Marine guy. Did Hell Week and every like badass kind of training in the military, and
Right,
he's like,
right.
I can't be stopped. I can keep doing push-ups forever. And I'm like, I know you can. I know you can. I know
No,
that.
you can't.
I can do that too if I want to, if I choose that. It just doesn't
Mm.
interest me. I
Wait,
When I
so
go to the gym and I want to go into invincible mode, I start lifting. I can rep forever. I just go like sure, it's fun sometimes, but it's like it's just what interests each particular soul. That's why there's so many teachings. Well, this is what works. This is what you should do. It's all based on their perspective. But what
yeah.
interests you? What's your way to success? What's your way
Mm.
to high end clients?
I
Or
love that because
yeah,
there's so many, and there's so much coaching out there and so many different things out there and everything's flying by and you're like, oh, that's the next thing I should do to learn so I can be better and do better, like all of these shiny objects of like we need something else to make us be able to reach that goal that we put there.
right. Right,
Mm.
exactly. Oh, that system will do it. Okay, maybe I should do the organic social and you know Facebook bots and everything. I try to do those things. I did an experiment, for these last few years. I tried at times these experiments. I'd be like, well, let's try it. I'm judging up. Let's embrace it. Let's try it. Immediately, like when all those leads start coming, I'm just like, this just doesn't feel right. I don't know. Like
Mm.
maybe it can work for somebody. Maybe it's really like fun and joyful for certain people. I'm not having a good time with these leads coming in this way. I don't
Yeah.
like it. I don't want to do it that way. I want to show up like this, show up and speak off energy scans, meet with people individually, things like that. Like the way that feels good for me, right? And the way that aligns and feels good for you is, likely the only way that's really going to work out well for you at every level. Maybe figure it out and align with something that'll make you money, but to have the full experience that you want as a soul, you got to do it your way. You got to do it the way that aligns for you.
Right. Right. So we have hi Lauren, and Lauren is like too many shiny object syndrome. In the past, no longer.
Cool, cool. Yes, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right. What I get, if it's okay if I read her energy just even slightly, I get like she's very curious, but gets confused
Hold
sometimes.
on one second, Lauren. This is for you. She's there. She's waiting.
Okay, okay. So I get that, you're like I said, curious. You could get confused, like, oh, whoa, let's go to this thing, let's go to that thing, but you're very aligned and on a cosmic level to a deeper divine order. Like in other words, it's there, the alignment's there. You may not be fully embodied in it, but like, it's there. Like the sense of synchro destiny coming your life, like where things just are magically kind of provided and taken care of. You will experience that, but you also experience like you gotta hunt for it. You gotta get after it. And again, none of it's wrong. It's just like, but like for you, you're more of a person to take some consistent actions and just let the flow of allowing happen at the same time. And and
Mm,
and for you, like that will work really well. Everybody's energy signature is different. Like what would work most optimally for that.
nice.
You are highly intuitive. You're very perceptive about people. You get people right away. People love you. They're like, wow, I just want to spend more time with you. That's a vibe I get about you. And I could go on and on and on. I don't know. Did she literally like say, yeah, I want that scan? Or
She's saying she feels lots of yummy goodness coming her way and that she's tired of hunting and she's learning to allow.
nice, nice, nice. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then
So
we have someone else here too. Hi,
cool,
Miss Julie. We
Julie.
have Julie, and she's like, this is why I like podcasting. It's about going deeper.
Yeah, we want to keep going deeper. What's her last name so I can center my energy more on her to
Um,
get
uh,
flying around him?
Lauren or Julie?
No,
Julie?
Julie's last name. Does she have
Julie, Julie Adler.
Adler? Okay. Um, Let me just center myself. I've got a sister-in-law named Julie, and she's coming into my brain for some reason.
Mm,
Okay, which Julie were we talking about? All right, hold on. That doesn't usually happen for me, but that's an interesting experience I'm having with Julie here. Okay, so partly what I'm picking up on that, why that's happening is there's some energy of you've got this strong water energy, like an elemental energy of water. So there can be a strong emotion that you have. You're very nurturing and caring. You've got that big heart, and you want to bring a lot of abundance to other people. Is what I'm getting. Like you want like
mm,
we could just like give you everything you want. That would be my dream come true for you. Like you and you're sincere. Not everybody is of that kind of signature. And then I just feel like there's this persecution energy that's been going on for you. So there's like I feel some again like for some people I feel like the cross sort of energy. So like I've got to sacrifice to pave the way for others. But yeah, you're creative, you're highly intuitive. You know how to get things to work out. Like kind of like a creative planner, like kind of vibe I get. And yeah, you're just a great space. People really, I get a sense people feel solid, safe, and loved with you. But yeah, there's for many of you, there's this truth, but like you've got this deep sadness. You've got like this whole, like deeper down in the lower solar plexus, sacral energy. It's just like, how do we fill this up kind of vibe? And it's like, so you might do, have certain habits and ways of being to try to fill that sense of a void deeper down inside. And all of it, it's asking you to just, this deeper awakening, this deeper presence that wants to come inside of you, because you have the ability to be so connected and so magical and such a wonderful, healer. You hear, you get divine messages, and you know how to send the attunements that people need energetically. Like, again, if you're not doing that yet, that's fine. But like, often people are when I say these things, but I just pick up on the information. I don't always know instantly on that, but a writer, creator. Yeah, anyway, so those are some of the things. I feel like you've got a lot of value. You're someone, again, that you're so solid for people. Yeah, they can just, the problem is you might absorb some people's emotions big time because they'll just kind of unload everything. So you need a lot of protection, boundaries, etc. Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. That's beautiful. Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. And so that is just so cool. I don't know if I want to pop myself in there now.
Okay. All right. It's going back, I will absolutely do that. And then I just want to go back to them really quick. Like both you guys, like what was the name of the first person? Like the
Lauren.
name?
That's Lauren.
Okay.
Lauren has also just made a comment, and she said she's been doing a ton of inner healing these past few years, especially this past year. And it's opening her up big time.
Yeah. So, you definitely can be a rainmaker for people. You could be a highly paid rainmaker for other people to help them finally lighten up and relax more and let things flow. So like that's all part of your goal, like where you can have high paid clients where people like, hey, I've already done the hustle, the hunting and all that like you've done. And I just want to let it be easy now. You can bring that into them. And Julie, like people are like deeply wounded and they're like I'm tired of my wounding. I don't want my stories anymore. I've done all the crying. I've done all that grieving, and I just want to finally get free of that and to really feel like who I maybe feel like who I am or something like that. Like to really discover who I am, something like that. Like that is such a huge thing. Like that is worth a lot of money. Like people pay thousands of dollars for that. So I just want to make sure, like, because we're on a high paying track here, that they understand.
Yeah, that's awesome, Lauren.
Yeah, and then for
you, and that's why Lauren is here in the Freedom Lounge. All of my people are in the Freedom Lounge, so they're there to get free of all this crap. That's
right. That makes sense, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, cool. And then for you, Rosie, like we've talked before, I've done some scanning, but yeah, like what let's see what wants to come through today. There's always so much. Let's slow it down, see what wants to come through. Well, it's showing me like a nesting kind of energy is the one I'm drawn to the most. So there's a little bit of hesitation. This is probably why you're like, I don't know, maybe if I put myself, okay. But like a little hesitation. There's still some hesitation, there's still some hesitation around like making the bigger leaps that you kind of been being nudged to take in your business, etc. Like it's like this thing wants to come through, and you're like, well, things going on, I'll get there, and like that kind of thing. So that's what I'm noticing in the patterning. So you're like, it's kind of like, well, when I feel like I'm ready, so so on that track, it could take you another year or two. Now let's see, because you will leap eventually. It's just a matter of when you give it up. Let's see. So let's see if we can help you with that here. Okay. Yeah, I think it's true. I think people seeing you even more kind of wild and free and more spiritual and more wildly creative and all that stuff. like showing more of all your colors is going to be a big part of it. It just feels like so yeah, and of course, yeah, Freedom Lounge, that's what y'all are about. You're so huge on freedom and divine sovereignty and all that. And but you need to lead the way more so on as a spiritual leader rather than just what I've seen of you. I don't follow you all the time, but like it's more as like the intuitive consultant tactician, but like you have a lot more to bring in terms of helping people to become spiritually empowered and free. And so, yeah, I'm not getting maybe all the specifics, but I'm just seeing the overall message right now. So
Thank
that's what I'm
you.
getting for you. Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
it's like
Thank
you
you.
are that spiritual leader. You are meant to do that. And you can combine that in with everything. And people are like, well, this too. Yeah, okay, then combine it all together and, start being as wild, weird, and cosmic and woo as you are, and watch the magic happen. Watch the magic happen because when you start tapping into those higher dimensional energies and you start leading from that place, wow, then you're going to
Mm,
see a lot of new opportunities that'll become available. Then when you bring everything else you've got to bear into that, then you'll be golden. So, yeah, it's a matter of bringing it all
yes.
together.
Excellent. That's awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so now you're saying that all of us are capable of doing this energy scanning for other people.
Yeah, right. So what you're seeing me doing, anybody like for anybody's capable of doing it. I feel overall. I mean, yeah, brain damage, things like okay, well maybe not that, but you know, the average person, and maybe if even you don't think you're average, but like yeah, most everybody can do it. And I would say like for me, when I train people, if you have a feeling intuition, that I can guarantee you can do it. Now, some people come to me that I don't feel, I just know things and things like
Mm,
that. It's possible that it's true still that you can do it, but you may not resonate with my approach, how I teach, because I'm a feeler. That is what I would consider my primary psychic sense. So when I teach, a lot of it comes from the fact that that is my primary sense. So people that have that as one of their primary senses, at least, will do really well with what I do with my trainings. So, but yeah, that's what you just need to have a feeling intuition. You need to be willing to trust that you do have these gifts, even if you don't believe it at first.
mm,
Then everything's possible. I've had many people sign up for my trainings and my groups and everything. They said, I signed up. I'm like, well, we'll see. I don't think I can do it. And then when they were able to do it, they're like, I literally didn't think it would work. I thought I just signed it up for something and then it wouldn't even work. And then
that's so interesting. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, again, right. We're always playing it really small.
yes,
We're
yes.
afraid to go we're afraid of we're afraid of our power.
Right, right, right. Yeah, like it's game over, right? And we think it
Mm,
always game over means it's going to be worse for us because that's how we're geared. We're wired towards safety and security. And I know it's controversial, but I just mentioned like it's possible, at least, with everything, all the studies I've done, that we were created as a slave race at first. So there's a lot of like, yeah, you're programmed to like take commands and everything until we were upgraded, which there is this so-called evidence scientifically. I'm skeptical of everything, but like that we advanced really quickly, like at some
mm,
point. So we were given gifts beyond that. So that's why we have sort of these dual nature in as far as historical perspective. But like, yeah, we have the ability to be so magical, and yet we can feel so limited. And like, man, how do I just survive when there's not even any big danger? It's just like, oh my god, something's gonna eat me, and like nothing's happening. It's like literally like the boogeyman's in your closet. It's just
yeah.
you
Yeah.
think, right, and it's not even true. And like 99% or more of the time, it's never even remotely true. It's not even remotely true. Usually, all of it's not true. And if
Right.
it is true, it's usually something you can handle like rather easily when you step into your power. Like it's not really that
Oh
big.
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. We're such a crazy race, aren't we?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
A
Yeah.
crazy bunch of humans.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
Lauren is saying, she says, bring my power on. I'm done being afraid.
Yes.
So good.
Absolutely. I
So
love
good.
that. I
Yeah.
love
So
that.
proud of you. Yeah.
Yeah, see
Yeah,
your
I
your
mean,
your
it
your your power is coming through. I see the sword and shield in a good way.
mm.
You're like, "Oh, ready."
Oh, I like that. A real goddess. She's got a sword and a shield.
Yes, yes, yes.
Um, yeah, and so I think that's the thing too. It's kind of like, you make that decision, right? Would you agree with that? Like it's you should just make the decision, like I'm done with
Yeah,
that.
exactly. I'm done. Like that is one of the biggest ways I've seen like tangible breakthroughs for me again and
Mm,
again. There's always the spiritual stuff that just drops in. I mean, like we get opened enough, all of a sudden,
sure.
whoa, I'm in another have this experience, but like of awakening and everything gives me joy and everything's perfect and all that stuff. But then we have the sense of polarity too. And then when we're in that energy, which is part of our path for almost all of us, it's like when you're in the polarity, it's like, when you're struggling with something, at some point you just have to declare, like, I'm done. I just want to be done with my stories. I want to be done with my crap. I want to feel the vibrancy of who I really am and move off of it and start being who I am, knowing that I am infinite. I know I have gifts and abilities I haven't unleashed. And I want to stand in my power. I want to stand in my gifts. I want to serve people from that place. I want to help those that are ascending to continue ascending and to empower them to be as prosperous as
Mm,
possible, whatever it is that you do. Absolutely.
excellent. Excellent. And she's done with stories too. So
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
saying, thank you so much, Daniel.
yeah.
Yeah, she said, oh my gosh, really? I think that probably about her sword and her shield. Yes, Darwin, it's your sword and your shield. It's always available, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so good. So good. So how long would so you're saying so a person like I know there's some people out there that, they say, oh, I have all these, I'm so intuitive and I'm so that. And that's kind of something that irritates me a lot. I
Hmm.
probably piss a lot of people off by saying that, but I'm saying it anyway
Hmm.
because I think that not that I think that is available to all of us, right?
Hmm.
It's not like some people are more intuitive. They've just worked on it longer. They've just practiced longer, right? Would you agree with that?
Well, I think it comes more naturally to some of us than others, based on probably different factors. Part of it is like, you could say it's from past lives and things like that, and just how you're designed and whatnot. But so might come more naturally to some of us and others at first. But yeah, we all have the ability to harness it, and then it can become natural.
Mm,
If you already feel like you're hey, yeah, basically I'm pretty intuitive. I mean, I don't trust it too much, but I'm pretty intuitive. Then that's enough. That's all we need. Yeah, that's all we need. If you totally doubt your intuition, then you're probably not ready to work with somebody like me. But
mm.
if you trusted even some already, I've had people very skeptical come in, and most of the time there's been a few exceptions when people didn't have that feeling intuition, but they weren't able to come around. But if they had any feeling intuition, they've been able to do it every single time. And but yeah, we all have the ability. My students get the same type of testimonies I do as far as the scanning. Oh, it's amazing! It's so accurate, and all that. Like
Mm,
they get the same. You wouldn't
yeah.
know the two testimonials apart from each other, probably, as far as the energy scan goes. So yeah, everybody can
And
do
it
it.
is such a great asset because people love to, people they love to hear about like themselves.
Mhm,
They
mhm.
love that. It's like supportive and they say, oh, and they can reach onto something. It's such a great gift to give to people as well.
Yeah, it's
Right?
fun.
Just
And the thing is it's fun. You call this the Creative Zone podcast. People are highly creative or real creative, and they absolutely like love energy scanning. They can't get
mm,
enough of it. They're like they want to do more energy scanning and more energy scanning. It's so much fun. And then what you're able to do with it to support people is incredible. You can just give people some insights. Look what's happening right here for the people that we've been talking to here. Like they're already saying, I'm changing. That's it. Like, see, I mean, we're already
yeah,
implementing.
you're right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And
So it's really again, it's the gift that you're giving to people by just like seeing for them what they don't see possible yet, right?
right. Exactly. That's part of it. It's like pointing in because when you see the pain and the contraction in someone's energy field, like I train people on going through the chakras and all this stuff. But when we see the pain in there, within the pain is potential, right? The pain
Mm,
is the potential. That's where the deeper
that's nice.
empowerment is through that pain, like presencing that pain into the potential that it actually is. So wow, I really feel like this pain because I feel like everybody's just kind of crapped on me in my life. Oh, wow, that's interesting.
Mm,
Okay, well, what is that energy trying to tell you? What is the story that wants to be told about that, rather than people are crapping on you? Wow, I'm tired of letting people just walk all over me and just treat me like crap, and I'm willing to value myself. I'm infinitely valuable. Like, it's just the opposite of what, like, it seemed like I was crap. Now I'm saying I'm infinitely valuable because I felt so crappy about myself in the past. So it's like you take it to just the opposite, because the opposite is exactly what wants to be embraced. That's exactly what
no,
wants to be embraced. And
I love that.
that's what's actually true. And then when you embrace that truth, you feel great because now you're actually in alignment with truth. Then something comes along that kind of disputes what you think your new truth is. And if you get shaky about it and don't stand back into your power, now all of a sudden you're like, well, maybe I am crap or whatever. But then, like,
Mm,
okay, but then that time period that you're in, that often can start to shrink a lot as long as you keep doing the work. Like, oh, I only felt
yeah.
creepy for 2 days this time, or one day, or 1 hour, or 1 minute. Like, you start moving through those old issues faster and faster. They usually don't disappear 1,000% forever, but they get smaller and smaller, and they're more and more subtle. Like, they get more and more subtle over time.
Right. So Lauren has a little more info for us, which is really interesting. She said, I was beheaded in a past life. I was shown a snippet during my sleep a few months ago, and it helped me to understand why I'm so afraid to shine my light out there. And I get it, and I'm working on releasing that.
Great, great, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you get your head cut off. It's like, at some
Yeah.
point, we've all been persecuted, like, that are listening to this, probably all of you. Like, either you're, killed, or, physically tortured, or just condemned, I mean, at a minimum. So, usually it's been like
Mm,
into thousands of scans. Most people have been, like, tortured or killed for 100%. Like, and that's just what I see again and again and again. So all that's trying to tell us is to stand in our power, stand in the power of who we really are, to wake up to that. Because in those lifetimes, we bought in that, although we're connected to magic and healing or whatever we were doing in that lifetime, that, oh, they can get us and they will hurt us, and we didn't realize we had the power to not be affected by
we
that.
had the power all along
You had the power
because we
all
had
along.
the slippers on.
You had the ruby slippers that clicked together all along, right?
Yeah. And I mean, if I always think back to that, I always think
Yes.
back to that Wizard of Oz thing about
Yes,
that because it's like, wow, you went through all that drama for no reason.
well, they
you
have to. It
know?
was a kind of a fun story, though, right? We wouldn't have the movie without it.
Yeah. But if I equate that to my life, I think of all, like in my whole life of all the struggles that I've had, I'm like, why did I worry about that? It never came to pass. Like I
Right,
worried, and that didn't come to pass. Or the thing, the opposite happened for me to not
right,
have that happen. So
right.
it's like, why? But still, there's moments when I'll still go back into that place of like, oh, I need to worry about, like, it's like as if worrying about something is going to do something.
Making your imagination more fun. If you worry about it, you'll figure out the answer. And worrying means you care, and like all these different
Yeah.
messages we've got. And it's like,
Yeah.
what if you turn the worry into just either to deepen your presence, and
Yeah.
also maybe to affirm just the opposite? Oh, I'm
Exactly.
afraid I'm going to be broken on the street. No, I'm wealthy beyond all measure. I'm a
Right.
multi-billionaire, or whatever. If it were true,
Yeah.
we
It's
want
amazing. You
to,
switch it
right?
like that, right?
Exactly, easy. Yeah,
So I have a question because I see you doing this when you do your scans and you do this
yeah, yeah, yeah.
tapping with your.
This part,
So what do you kind of tell us what you're doing when
yeah,
you
I
do
talk
that?
about it more in my training, but it's just these meridian points here, and it can raise your vibration. But for me, it's more, when I'm doing it here, I'm just kind of centering. It's just a centering. I don't need it, but it
Mm,
feels good. I'm just like, all right, let me just get kind of centered and present.
mm,
It's just a ritual I use. A lot of people like it. So yeah, everybody's different. So I teach all these different kind of tools
right.
and tricks, so to speak, that
Okay.
help people to be able to allow themselves to connect and not get too caught up in the energy where they're losing themselves and they get confused and they get ungrounded.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm carrying someone else's energy, and Like, we
Mm.
make sure that we set you up so that you're not doing that again and again.
Yeah, I had that question because I do hear a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm so such an empath and I'm taking on everyone's energy." And
Mhm.
I think to myself, well, then you're doing it wrong because you shouldn't be you shouldn't be sucking in everyone's energy. You
Exactly.
shouldn't have that protection, and you're also stepping aside, right?
Right.
So tell us a little about that.
Right. Well, when you're connecting with people's energy, you're picking up on things. I think that, at some point we probably made a decision like, oh, well, if I take it on for them, if I'm just a sponge, then I'll take the burden away from them, and then they won't have it. Now their suffering's over with, right? So that unfortunately has become one of the patterns that's gone on. We have Jesus, for example. I channel Jesus and everything. So this is no diss to Jesus, but what has happened is a confusion in the consciousness is like, just like Jesus, you sacrifice. So that's what we do often as empaths. Let me sacrifice. And it's unconscious. You're not necessarily thinking about doing it all the time, but it's like you just take it on. So what you have to do is clear that pattern and realize, no, I can just be observant to what I'm sensing and feeling, and just let the energy be there, not sticky inside me. And also I could clear it. Also I could just straight up clear it, because usually the
Mm,
issues that the people you're scanning are issues you've got. Like, we were meeting for a reason, right? So and so we're here to help each other in a way. And it's like, okay, I'm the teacher right now, you're the student, and who knows, it could be the other way around in another time in life, or another lifetime, or whatever. But like, we're just helping. We're just one consciousness, evolving, actualizing more of who we are, and that actualization really could go on forever, because there's no limit to what we could explore.
mm. And just to set it clear that doing this work is so beneficial. Lauren just said, "I can't stop smiling now." I want to thank Daniel for the scan. I'm so appreciative. So, hey, if you made someone smile now to get past what they were thinking about before, that's in itself just an amazing
Yeah,
feat.
and I can't tell you. I mean, many people, I give them one intuitive insight, and they're off to the races. I give one person an intuitive insight. It
Mm,
went from like, oh, I just want to help the underdogs, and everything. Also, next thing you know, like, I gave him a suggestion based on, it was business wisdom, but it was also an intuitive thing
right.
from scanning. Next thing I know, like, he sold like 20 some packages of, like, I forget, some high multi five, some 5 figure like VIP package for one. I think it's 20 grand. And so he made like 700, 800 grand that year. And now he may not credit me with it, but I know, like, I literally gave him the suggestion, and then he ran with that. Like, there've been other cases where it's more direct. I tell people something like, you're here for this or that. I know it. And then they're like, you're right. Okay, I'm changing everything in my business. Like, it happens like in 30 seconds, or
Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
happens like instantly on the.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, so really, you're there as the and this is how what I'm feeling right now.
Yeah.
You're kind of there with the energy scanning as just the pathway from, like, like a person can't really hear the divine message on their own. So you just kind of
Mhm.
you're like that little
Right. Right.
that
Exactly.
little side pipe that's like, okay, well, you can't really hear it yet, so I'll
Right.
kind of send it in a
Exactly.
little
Exactly.
gentler or something.
Yeah, it's kind of hanging around, right? It's kind of hanging around. They kind of maybe received it, but then when you acknowledge it, you see it so clearly for them, and
Yeah,
you kind of claim it there for them,
I
sort
love
of.
that.
Then they're like, "Oh, yeah, that's right. Boom! I'll just lock that in." Here we go.
Yeah, I mean,
Drop in, and people have changed the whole trajectory of what they're doing. And sometimes even when they're making six figures or more,
yeah.
when they change what they're doing based on, either it's brief, or they did, a session or a couple of few sessions
Mhm.
with me or whatever. Like, they'll change everything, because I'm tuning into a deeper level of what their work really wants to be. And then they
Right.
can claim the value of that, and often it can lead to them
Yeah.
going to those higher priced client, but they have to see the value of what they have to offer and stop shrinking down,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
the key.
So we have Susan Lieberman here with us now. And Susan, would you like to have a energy scan from Daniel? but she's not saying no. So
Ha,
I don't know if you could
Victor is a
count that.
yes. Okay.
A no means yes. We don't do no's in the freedom zone. We're like, yes, yes.
Yeah, well, I mean, I could offer a couple of things. I mean, I don't want to go in depth if she hadn't responded, and we don't want to put her on the spot too much.
Right.
So I'll just say
Oh,
that.
she's saying how. So you just have to do nothing. He's just going to tell you a little about yourself, Susan.
Yeah. Just silence stuff that I'm picking up on. Um, you know, I get this sort of kind of a strict energy. So there may be it's maybe an old pattern, maybe moving through it, but like a restrictive energy. The restrictive energy is like, you know, so you're kind of like it's got to be this way. Like there's this thing about it's got to be this way. And then I feel like there might be the ancestral thing of like, we've always done it this way. We always do it this way. So there might be some of that influence as well. You're definitely I get this highly intelligent energy. I keep getting this law energy. Like I don't know if you're into the law, but I don't know. But it might be more metaphorical. That's possible. But like discipline, rules, like all these things, like. But then your soul has been rebelling against some of it because there's much more um, freedom and play. That's why you're in the freedom lounge, right? So you're like, no, there's more to experience than all this. Like, boom, boom, it's got to be this way. So that's what I'm picking up on in part. Let's see if I can get some other stuff. It feels like you've been carrying some heavy stuff, like it's on your back, like a boulder. Like, okay, I've got to carry this thing. Don't worry, guys, I got it. That one of those type of things, like for other people, like, don't worry, I'll take care of it. And then you do it with a smile, maybe even. But then you kind of wonder, like, why am I doing this? Like, why did I do that? So, you've got a lot of power and a lot of strength. So sometimes you think like maybe it's easier for me to just do it. I'll just do it. So you got to break that pattern because it limits you, because you're so tied up with things that aren't appropriate for you to be handling, where you could be opening yourself up to the bigger vision of your purpose, your bigger purpose, which is going to be more liberating, more fun, more joyful, more creative, like I've been talking about. Let me see if I get any specifics real quick for you. People are here to sing their true voice, to share their true soul song, and there's something about that is true for you in your work, like the work you're supposed to do to help people, like to find that song, that's true soul song. What's your true nature, your true expression in the world? So there's something about that's important. Anyway, I could go on and on.
Nice.
So
Nice. I hope you enjoyed that, Susan. Great. Yeah. I mean, I think this is so fabulous, and what a great, what a great gift to all of us to be able to experience that and to watch just how it affects a person when they're, hearing it from the other side. So that's really so awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot. And if we only had so much time today to do these scans, I do want to mention that
So Susan says very accurate. Thank you.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, amazing. So far everyone said you've been totally accurate. So like that's cool.
Yeah, shows it works, right? And I'm telling you, when my students have the same experience, it's not like instant. Like most people are like way better than they realize, like instantly. They don't even recognize it. I talked to partner A, like A and B, like said, I got like partners A and B. They come together, they do scans for each other. I go to partner A. I said, how was the scan for partner B? Oh, they were amazing. I don't know. I wasn't very good. I go to partner B. I say, how was the scan? Oh, partner A was amazing, but I'm not that good yet.
Oh, that's so funny.
It always works that way, right?
Yeah. Wow. That's really.
They all realize they're awesome.
It's so interesting.
They do enough practice. They get enough encouragement, which isn't that long, not for that long, but eventually they realize, oh wow, I really do have something going on here.
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, it is. And I remember I had learned angel card readings, and then I'm like, so we had to practice on people. So my first person, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. I don't really know what I'm doing. At the end, she's like, oh, can I hire you for more sessions? Because I think I need to fire my therapist. Like, you want me more. I was like, wow, like, because
Yeah,
you don't realize you're so blocking your power that you don't realize it. So
right,
it's incredible.
right.
So good. So you have an offer for people, right?
Yeah, I've got an energy scan training to help you to get those high end clients, like learn how to do it and to gain the high end clients, because it's one of my talents is being able to help you guys dial in like who you're really meant to work with, because I can see you, like I can see then who you're meant to work with, putting those higher end packages together, and then helping you to stand the value that you have to share with people, allowing that to come online, and learning how to do your marketing in a way that pleases you, that has you feeling free and flowing and joyful. And yeah, you might feel some resistance doing anything sometimes, but to get some encouragement with that, and then how to do even the enrollment part, like from energy scanning, like to learn how to do that in a way that is more authentic and real for you and connects for you, but also is effective. That is actually going to be more effective. So if you want to learn more about it, we're not here to do a presentation on it, but I wanted to let people know that's coming up in the near future in June. So if you want to learn more about that, or you just want to get some more energy scanning from me and just see what the possibilities are for you, period, and what your next steps may be based on my consultation, with no pressure, but I will presence truth, is I have a free energy scan consultation for you. I'll go through all your 7 major chakras and address maybe a couple of questions at least that you have within our time together. So
And I will say that's super fun, like a full energy scan like that, because you did one for me, and it was like, wow, it was pretty mind blowing.
Yes,
Yeah, it was
yes,
great.
it is. Yes, so if you want to take advantage of that, I believe Rosie will be giving you the link for that, and then I
I
look
shall
forward to
do
meeting
that.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was really awesome. Yeah, I mean, just having the experience of it, watching you do it, and knowing that it's possible for us to do it too, to help other people, or even do you ever scan yourself?
Yes.
How does
Oh
that
yeah,
work?
yeah. We
Okay.
definitely you want to scan yourself. I mean, I've never constantly formally like scan myself in terms of like, okay, to sit down today. I haven't ever done that consistently. Maybe I should, but it's more like I just pay attention to my chakras at this point. But yeah,
Mm,
people, if they wanted, if that felt good for them, like you could literally like every day just sit down, go through every single chakra. I mean, I do it sometimes, but
right.
like you go through every one and just see what's going on.
Yeah, no, I think that's
One,
really
it's like
good.
communicating with yourself, your inner self.
Yeah,
Like, what's going on in there? What's it trying to tell me? What are the
I
things
love it.
going on? Yeah.
Gosh, I mean, if you take nothing else away from this, and there is so much here, take that away that you can actually go through, like, that's
Yeah.
just like a little self-reflection, like sit down for a darn minute
Yes,
and just
exactly.
kinda,
Yeah.
yeah, check in,
So
and
much,
it's so good. So
so much
good. I
more
love it.
powerful than just plowing ahead with action, with no energy.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're so, like, action oriented, right? Like,
Yeah.
sitting still, we don't consider sitting still, and
Right.
that's kind of an action because it's hard
It
to do.
is. It is. You
It's hard to do until you let go and do it, right?
gotta do the
But
inner work. Got to.
yeah, we definitely do, especially in this 2020 year, we have to do the inner work.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
You're
Well, I
totally.
thank you so much for being my guest today, Daniel. It was so fun.
Thank you.
And
Thank you,
yeah,
Rosie.
it was great to see you. And I'll put the links below, and everyone could, go get your scan and see what's possible for you.
Awesome.
All
Sounds
right.
like a plan. All right. Thank you so much,
Thank
Rosie.
you. Thank you
I'll
so
see you
much.
tomorrow.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.